Hey people, Bretson, we're live here on YouTube and we're gonna do a FIFA Pro, okay? We want to say R11 and say the best players, but I gotta ask you, Bretson, how are you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. And I gotta say too, we want to see your comments, okay? Of who's gonna be in this teams, okay? We want to see because we need you guys. We need you guys to share it. And yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. And I want to say straight up, the FIFA Pro doesn't have Vinicius Jr. How can that happen? How can that happen? And I'm gonna say Cristiano Ronaldo shouldn't be in it. Shouldn't be in the FIFA Pro. I am shocked about that news. And yeah.
I am proud of you. I am proud of you for saying that. That takes a lot, right? And I agree with you. I did not expect. I thought we were just about to have a fight. No, I 100% agree with you in that sense. I mean, either Cristiano Ronaldo or I don't know, Neymar maybe, but Vinicius Jr. Come on, what he did at calendar year 2022, he deserves to be on here. Now I get it. Mm-hmm. Every one of these forwards listed are either just legacy goats, or they had amazing 2022s. But Vinicius Jr., come on. But I don't know. I also don't know how you're supposed to pick three out of here.
And I want to say, people, put your FIFA Pro. We want to see the comments saying who it will be in this 11, okay? But first up, FIFA Pro, goalkeeper, Alisson, Emiliano Martinez, Courtois. No doubt in my mind, Courtois is the best of the three and had the most memorable match, okay? It wasn't a Champions League final in which he was crucial. But big shout out to Emiliano Martinez, which he went bold in the World Cup, and he's an Aston Villa keeper among the best.
Yes. And obviously also gave us the best 5 seconds of camera work during the World Cup involving his own, what do they call that? A golden glove, right? But no, I think it's pretty unanimous. Thibaut Courtois, we both have him in our 11 here.
Yes, Courtois.
Okay.
Okay. Courtois is in both our 11s. And let's say so right back. No doubt in my mind, the right back that's in the FIFA Pro and the best out of the bunch is Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi. I'll go bold and say that. Hakimi.
That's if you overweight what he did for Morocco in the World Cup. I'm gonna go different here, and I think I might get killed for it. João Cancelo in 2022, for the majority of the year, was by far one of the best fullbacks, if not the best fullback.
Left back.
Yes, but still, I'm not gonna have him as a left back because his primary position. I'm gonna go for all of 2022. I'm gonna say João Cancelo. Yeah.
Hakimi, man. Morocco got me with PTSD, Bretson. Morocco, oh my days, man. And Amrabat, I just want to say fast, no one went to get Amrabat. What? Fiorentina, man. What were they asking?
I know. It was more likely his older brother was going to get a move before he got a move. I have no clue why nobody pulled the trigger on Amrabat. Makes no sense.
No sense. And now he costs 10 million.
Yeah.
10 million and Bono at Sevilla. You think
that's 2023's Kvaratskhelia?
Unahi? I'll say Andreas Schledrup.
Ooh,
Benfica. Okay. I gotta believe in what Benfica's doing. Rui Pedro Rocha doing excellent decisions at Benfica. Gotta give that shout out.
Give him time. Shelderup will definitely come good.
And
I think we're pretty confident.
Isaiah Carvajal, a right back that you love, and I'm sure you know. I'm sure he is one of the most underrated right backs in your opinion, right? Carvajal.
Well, hey. That was a year ago, right? Or what was that, like 6 to 8 months ago? I don't know. Carvajal, no, I don't think he deserved a shout on this. No, sir.
Oof.
No, sir.
So who would you be your left back in this situation if you say that? Fonzie.
Teo.
Oh,
Teo.
Okay.
Teo.
Okay.
For what he did for what he did with AC Milan and for what he did for France, especially stepping up when his brother Lucas went down. I gotta say Teo on the left side. So I go Cancelo on the right, Teo Hernandez on the left.
I'll go Teo Hernandez at the left and Hakimi at the right, okay?
Oh,
I love Joe Cancel, but man, Teo Hernandez was the best.
I just think I have to say it just because I feel like there's like a little reverse psychology going on here. I'm looking at all of 2022 versus, Hakimi was good for the majority of 2022, but he was great in the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Cancelo fizzled at the World Cup and not in a good way. But was phenomenal for the majority of 2022. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like he's going to have like this negative pretense around him simply because of what happened and him getting pushed out of City, landing at Bayern. But by all means, I do not think Hakimi is that far. I mean, it's neck and neck, and who knows? Maybe I'm just trying to stir up the hornet's nest here. Mm-hmm. But I honestly believe Cancelo had a phenomenal 2022, except for that World Cup. And that ultimately is what would win it for Hakimi for me.
Man, that's really bold. And I'm going to say now midfielders. I love the nominations with Gavi, Bellingham, Pedri, a lot of trust the youth. But in my midfield of FIFA Best Pro, I'm going to put Casemiro. I'm going to put Luka Modric. Because Luka Modric, oh my days, once again went bold in the World Cup and got that third place after getting second in 2018. Ballon d'Or winner too, one of the best midfielders ever in the history of football. So I go Casemiro, Modric, and I'll say De Bruyne. De Bruyne was top for Man City last season, and then De Bruyne went bold for Man City to win the league. So I gotta give credit to that.
Okay, well, you didn't pick Enzo. Once again, you are shocking me.
Man, Enzo, 5 months. 5 months of beautiful football, only one loss. But
we can count South American football too. I mean, he was the issue is that his first half of 2022 with River before he made the move to Benfica was not as successful as the year prior, right? He didn't start the season lights out. They got kicked out of the Copa Libertadores, and a lot of the reason why Enzo was able to join up with Benfica early on was because there was that underperformance. So if we took the whole River season, I'd have Enzo in here, but I agree with you. Casemiro, Modric, and I'm going to say Jude Bellingham in this for what he did, not only breaking out for England, but also breaking out and being the guy for Dortmund.
Pedri ahead of Bellingham, man.
I know you would, and I'm kind of shocked you didn't.
Well,
but listen,
because I didn't put both.
But listen, he's not going to get it. I could just as easily put Valverde in here for what he did with Real Madrid's run to the Champions League final. Yeah. But then, Uruguay stunk it up, and that kind of stunk to see.
Exactly.
But ultimately, man, I love Gavi. I love Pedri. Mm-hmm. But the fact that, like, a Cristo Nkunku, whether it's as a forward, okay, I get it. If you're listing him as a forward, it's hard to crack that forward base. Mm-hmm. But as a midfielder, he definitely should be in here based on that goal involvement, what he did in the Champions League, what he did in the Bundesliga. They won their first trophy in 2022. I mean, he definitely deserves to be on here.
And the best player in Serie A, Rafael Leão. Rafael Leão and Vinicius Junior, man. Two players. No, Vinicius Junior and Rafael Leão, two players that absolutely deserve to be, Vinicius more than Rafael Leão, I want to say that, to be in the FIFA Pro. Rafael Leão, the player that made Serie A, AC Milan win the Scudetto. What does he need to do more, honestly? So I have to say that. And Joshua Kimmich. Man, Joshua Kimmich should be in that, should be there. But, so we talked about FIFA Pro. Make sure you put in the comment section on YouTube your FIFA Pro nominations. And, like, we can link this with Mbappe, man, right now. No doubt. In anyone's people's minds, must be considered the best player in the world. The impact he had once he came on against Bayern Munich doesn't leave any doubts, at least in my mind, and especially after that hat-trick in that World Cup final. The best player in that match. But Messi, the best
Well.
player in the tournament. Want to say that because people will hate.
Yeah. Well, and I do have to bring it up. I mean, are we transitioning to Champions League football right now?
Yeah.
Messi didn't get it done against Bayern. It feels like almost like a once again moment. Or recently, Messi against Bayern, it just doesn't end well. But more specifically, I have to bring up Neymar, right? Okay, I don't think Neymar should have been nominated either for FIFA Pro or Ronaldo if you were keeping out guys like Nkunku. Who's the other one that's
Vinicius
missing?
Jr.
Vinicius Jr. that we brought up, obviously. But when it comes down to it,
Neymar, man. Really
I know it's, but I honestly, watching Neymar versus Bayern, it feels like he's gone. I mean, it feels, and I know there's reports now where it's like they're getting ready to offload him. But the bigger question is like, if you're offloading Neymar and you're starting to break apart this Neymar, Messi, Mbappe trio, what's next for him? What is next for Neymar?
I think Neymar and Messi will leave PSG, most definitely. And Real Madrid eventually will get Kylian Mbappe. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion. So I think PSG are in a tough situation, and they have to trust Luis Campos.
And when it all comes, when it all comes down to it, though, Neymar made this jump to PSG. A lot of people thought he made it early in terms of competitive whatever, and all those critics are being proven correct right now. If he were to be leaving PSG without a Champions League football, I get it, without a Champions League trophy. If he doesn't get it done, because there's no doubt in my mind, if they win the trophy, they might be able to bring him back. But this does not look like a PSG that is going to win the Champions League trophy, does it?
I don't think the legacy of Messi will depend on him winning the Champions League with PSG, honestly, in my opinion. And I could be saying
Messi.
the opposite.
Neymar.
Neymar. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Neymar.
Oh, sorry.
Neymar, man. Neymar has a 2014-2015 Champions League to his name. But since then, I mean, he's got nothing. He hasn't even led like a major statistical category in the Champions League since like 2017 or 2016. It's been 5 years since Neymar has been statistically relevant in the Champions League. And he has, on top of that, he's got no World Cup win. He's got no Copa America win to his name. And this is a guy who obviously is one of the most exciting footballers that has ever worn a Brazilian shirt. But at the same time, if you're going results-oriented, he's not getting it done anywhere he goes,
Neymar,
as it stands.
That's bold, man. I'd say like there was given moments that Neymar did deserve that Champions League with PSG. There was an amazing game he played against Bayern Munich, I think, in which the number 10 role he never stopped. But I do understand that argument because he moved to PSG at 26, Neymar. Everybody was expecting that Champions League. So him not winning it, I completely agree with you, Breton. It damages his legacy completely.
And Alex,
no World Cup with Brazil. Sheesh.
Alex, we all know this, right? Nobody remembers who finished second place. So Neymar, as it stands, I agree. He did have that wonderful game in the final. It ultimately amounted to nothing. And the goal is to get them over the line. I am going to be sad. I will be sad to see Neymar go if it does not result in a Champions League trophy. And as of right now, if you take that first leg with anything, Bayern at home, it's going to be tough to see them crumble. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If there's somebody that's going to be digging them out of that hole in Munich, it isn't going to be Neymar. Exactly. It's going to be Kylian Mbappe or Leo Messi having one of his, games that we all know Messi's capable of having. But more likely Mbappe.
Nuno Mendes, one of the best players on the pitch against Bayern Munich, no doubt in my mind. Better than Fonzie, Nuno Mendes, okay, the PSG Bayern, in my opinion. And the left side of Nuno Mendes and Kylian Mbappe, I'm going to say it, man. It's the best left side in football right now. Nuno Mendes and Kylian Mbappe are the best duo at the left. And for Portugal, I want to see Rafael Leão com Nuno Mendes. We deserve to see that more often, and we have the talent to go bold in the Euros, man. Trust the youth go salchebs também. We're going to go bold. But going back, Mbappe and Nuno Mendes, left side best in the world.
Yeah, so Roberto Martinez, are you listening?
But
Roberto Martinez, are you listening? Best left side in the world. Best left side in the world. Who else would I think? Sadio Mane, Davies, but Sadio Mane hasn't been healthy. Arnold, or I'm sorry, Robertson. No, I would agree at the moment. Yeah. Nuno Mendes, Kylian Mbappe. But I'll be honest, it's more Kylian Mbappe here.
But Nunes, man, he did that pass and will do many more passes because he's only 20. Only 20. I just wanted to say that.
I'm not here to pile up on Neymar. I'm not here to pile up on. But PSG has got to get their stuff together. Galtier's got to get their stuff together because they were dealt a tough go of it when they let things go, and they couldn't win their group. And here they are facing Bayern, and Bayern is good at this stuff. They know how to get through, and I will be very interested to see. And the other thing is it was ballsy, man. Put Warren Zaire Emery, the youngest player ever to start a knockout stage game in the Champions League. Amazing.
He was in the same day that he was born. Sergio Ramos was playing in the Champions League. That's how mad. That's how mad he is, and he was playing on the same pitch as him.
Unbelievable.
So 2 goals in the league already, 2 Warren Zaire Emery, and becoming the youngest. Oh my days, what a clip. So let's see. I want to say this, okay? In the next FIFA Pro next year, we are going to see this player definitely there, and that is Marcus Rashford, because since the World Cup, he's the top goal scorer in the world of football. 13 goals scored by Marcus Rashford, and people have a comparison. Haaland has 8, and Osimhen has 8 too. Rashford is going extremely bold and got that confidence ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left. So people, Barca United. That's a good lead up.
That's a good lead up. I mean, come on. When it was announced, right, Barca was like the only interesting team to talk about. Manchester United was kind of just starting their ascent, I guess, under Erik ten Hag, but it was no certainty that Manchester United was going to be where they are right now. And there are obviously still question marks. You want to know what the first question mark is for this first leg? Yeah, who replaces Casemiro? And also, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but Licha Martinez, he's out. He's suspended, is he not?
I'm not sure on that, Brett.
wasn't it yellow card accumulation? I think in the group stages, he's out. So Maguire. You could have seen him potentially slot in. Yeah, you're going to see Maguire. That's exactly right.
Varane.
Yeah. So.
Oh my days, Varane.
But Barcelona, both of them they're both flying high right now. This is the match we all looked at and we were like, oh, if you get the best of both teams, this is going to be the one to watch in the Europa League. And we all joked that some of the Europa League matchups looked so much better than some of the Champions League matchups. And that has only become more truer as the season has progressed. So.
And with United, man, Erik ten Hag is the boss. He's the boss right now. Jadon Sancho improved because of him. Varane's world-class because of him right now. Casemiro was brought in because he needed a man like him, and he knew it. And players like Lisandro Martinez, everybody is much better because of Erik ten Hag. And he's ever since Mourinho, at United, I really feel that there's a top manager at the club. Because Mourinho voiced out all the problems. Let's talk about that a bit. Like, as Paul Pogba, he voiced out being a problem. Every single player that wasn't brought in, Mourinho voiced out. So, in my opinion, he didn't get a center back. He demanded so many years, man. He had to go with Jones, Smalling, which he enjoyed, which he then brought to Roma. But what I'm saying is he had to do an amazing job with players that couldn't do it, man, with him. But
and you're saying Ten Hag is doing the same thing.
I think Ten Hag will do something even better, in my opinion, because Ten Hag has the full support, and United understood that they needed a rebuild. It was a rebuild moment, and now you can say that Erik ten Hag does a decision like Garnacho. Garnacho, is the player with most goal contributions as a substitute in the Premier League, and he's one of the best talents in the world. Erik ten Hag is the reason why Man United are betting in these youngsters at the right time too. And that's very important for them to improve. So a lot of praise on my end for what's happening at United. I think this is it.
agree with you in some respects, right? But Garnacho has also been relatively inconsistent. It's pretty
He's
clear
18.
of how good he's been. But yeah, I agree. Hey, you're preaching to the choir when we say he's 18, and he should not necessarily be killed on Twitter or in the Instagram comments solely because he had a bad few games in a Manchester United shirt. This kid, we all know, has oodles of potential. He will be a massive game changer for them if Manchester United is going to get by Barcelona. But I think we got to go back to what Barcelona is doing in La Liga right now.
Yes.
They've conceded 7 goals, and they better have. I don't know if Rashford, as good as he is right now, is he good enough to unlock Ronald Araujo and that Barca center back pairing and that Barca defense that has only conceded 7 goals? Is he good enough?
What a test.
You know?
I think Barca are going to win. I believe in Barca personally. And I want to say, like, Alejandro Balde and Jules Koundé have to be in the discussion of best fullbacks in the world, okay? Just in the discussion. I don't think they are. But technically, Alejandro Balde, at his young age, is already one of the best left backs in the world. The world. Technically, he's insane. Crosses, timings too, he understands what to do. And I'm going to say to you mentioned, Ronald Araújo. Ronald Araújo, 100% is in the top 5 center backs in the world right now, talk. He is insanely important for Barca in La Liga.
Yeah.
And Barca played bad in the Champions League when he wasn't there. He was crucial for those games. So I got to give that shout. Love that you did it. And Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So Ronald Araújo, Koundé, Balde, Christensen too. All world-class form right now. So great shout, Brett.
Yeah. I might have originally said Manchester United was going to get through on this back when we did them after the draw. But yeah, Barcelona has obviously shown that they're not just a flash in the pan as it stands. I mean, this defensive, I thought Xavi was an offensive coach. I thought he was more of a system coach. Who is running this defensive show? Because if it's Xavi, my goodness, it's very, very impressive what's going on there. And it's also a reason why I think they're going to, I don't think it's that hard to say this, but they're going to wind up winning the La Liga title. So
Barca, I agree with that.
It's a good thing to say. And Gavi and Pedri are growing into the moment. Hey, if they can get something out of Franck Kessié, who has also not been a waste of space for Barcelona, he's been pretty good. They might even have depth heading into the second half of the season. And some big matches, but
I think Guardiola was historic, personally.
Yeah.
But I think Xavi's doing a better job than Luis Enrique long term. I really believe Xavi will long term be seen as a better coach than Luis Enrique for Barca. Because no Lionel Messi. Xavi is doing this rebuild without Lionel Messi. Guardiola and Luis Enrique had the luxury to have the best player in the world, or Cristiano Ronaldo discussion at the time. So now Pedri developed, Gavi developed, Alejandro Balde developed. He trusts Ronald Araújo. So Dembele is rejuvenated. So many right decisions with Xavi. So he didn't have that luxury of Messi, and I want to give big credit to that. Big credit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm here. I can give Xavi the adulation he deserves for what's going on at Barcelona. I'm more excited to see how they end this year. Right, and whether or not that depth gets tested. They do obviously have a match coming up against Real Madrid too in the future, another Clasico. It'll be really, really interesting. But they've worked up such a nice. It's just whether or not they can do it in Europe. And Manchester United is going to be a tough test because of how far they've come to.
And I want to ask you, we're a lot of Barca, but I just want to ask you fast. If you were Real Madrid, Breton, would you get Vlahovic or would you get Richarlison?
Oh my gosh.
To be honest, no doubt.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, yes, Vlahovic, no doubt. But if you want to, it's whether or not you can get Richarlison for a cut rate. I mean, Richarlison, that situation, it's almost his fault to begin with. But that situation with him at Tottenham pisses me off to no end, for lack of a better term. Richarlison is a much better striker than the 80 scoreless minutes, 80 minutes without an assist since he came back from the World Cup. They have lost 4 out of their last 7 games, Spurs, And still Richarlison can't get off the bench. We all know Richarlison is a better striker than that, whether or not you think he is not the greatest striker in the world. He's definitely more effective than the 80 minutes that Antonio Conte has played him. I kind of feel for him, but the guy is he's really good at kind of making himself his own villain right now. Leaving a club that goes deeper into relegation trouble, taking the jaunt over to London to join Spurs so he can have Champions League football, and then he can't even get off, which a lot of people said would be the possibility because it's Son and Kane in front of you. He can't even get off the bench. So, yes, based on that, Dusan Vlahovic would be my choice for Real Madrid. But I'm telling you, Richarlison could be this value play that nobody's really talking about enough because of what's going on currently with him in a Spurs shirt. And makes no sense.
As it seems, they're going to get a huge money investment from an Iranian billionaire. So I'm sure they won't be short with signing players in the summer if that really happens and goes through. So
you think? Yeah, I don't know. I think Levy likes all the attention, man. You think that's gonna happen?
But Levy needs that though. Levy I think Tottenham fans have had enough. They've understood that with Daniel Levy just making the decisions, they'll win no trophies. Yeah. I think that's more than understandable. And they need investment. They need people that make right decisions, like Newcastle, man. The people that took over Newcastle. If they had took over Tottenham might have won a trophy by now. So people, Tottenham fans, judge Daniel Levy because he deserves to have question marks pointed at him. I gotta say that. Man. Ever since Bale leaving, the decisions have been dreadful. Even André Villas-Boas at the time, I know that he had no input into transfers. No input. So, and Pochettino, man, the disrespect to the way he left, so many bad things.
How about old Spurs boss Tim Sherwood? How about him talking about Pedro Porro's debut for Spurs? Did you see how he had a bad game, but come on, it's one game, and Tim Sherwood's writing him off for the rest of eternity. Pretty.
He didn't see Sporting, Tim Sherwood. He doesn't see Pedro Porro playing, but he'll see long term. He'll see long term.
Yeah, he'll see long term. I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure.
my days.
But one I got to ask about, man. One I do have to ask about. This Dortmund-Chelsea matchup. Dortmund's coming in off of 6 straight wins. Okay? Everybody's starting to gel a little bit. Adeyemi's starting to heat up. Sebastian Haller's back to scoring goals after his battle off the field. We've got, Gio Reyna scores. Julian Brandt's in the form of his life. And then you've got Chelsea. And Chelsea obviously has all these players. We've seen glimmers of hope all across the board. Madueke looks pretty good. We've seen Mudryk on the ball, and he looks pretty special. We just need the end game. We obviously know Enzo's there, right? They've invested so much here. But I do have to ask, if Chelsea somehow, because they don't mesh in this leg versus Dortmund, and they get knocked out to Dortmund, do you think that this is the moment where Todd Boehly says, Graham Potter, get out?
Well, he did that decision after a Champions League loss too with Thomas Tuchel with Dinamo Zagreb. But
so yes.
I don't think so, though. I don't think it should happen, though. I think Graham Potter has a lot more advice now from directors of football, director of scouting. So I hope he wouldn't do that, man, because that would be... let's see the new signings. It's very difficult to manage a locker room with so many new players now at Chelsea. But play Enzo, play João Felix, play Mudryk, play Nkunku next season. Trust the youth. Benoit Badiashile is the right player. Malo Gusto next season will be interesting competing with Reece James. So many options. And I know a lot more is coming. I know a lot more players are coming.
But Benoit Badiashile is one of the brightest players that has already shown his worth since signing. And he's only played several games in a shirt. And he's not even on the Champions League roster. He won't even be on the pitch versus Dortmund. So it's like you sign too many players. It's just with people that spend 600 million euros somewhat impulsively, right? It's also probably not out of his reach to just kind of, because I agree with you, Graham Potter should stay regardless. Unless, of course, they get shellacked 6-0 on aggregate or something. Then I don't know what you got to do there. I don't envy that particular setup there. But Todd Bowley certainly can turn right around unless he listens to the advisors there. He could certainly turn around and send Potter packing. And then you're back to square one. Who do you bring in? Who's next? Who's next up?
They can't get Zidane, so let's see. Tell us down below, people, who would be next for the Chelsea manager? Do you agree with our predictions with Barca United and with the FIFA Pro comment? Don't forget to like this video if you're watching. Until now, go bold, community, and thank you everyone